Hello and welcome to another episode of NEWSX Deep Dive. You're watching me, Vineet Malhotra. Today we are going to take a deeper look at the ongoing inheritance battle in the Kapoor family of Sanjay Kapoor's will of his assets worth rupees 30,000 crores. As we know, this battle is now only turning bitter, with Karishma Kapoor's children accusing their stepmother and Sanjay Kapoor's third wife of being greedy. Karishma's children claiming that their late father had repeatedly assured them of their share, which was eventually absent in his final will. The case is currently being heard at the Delhi High Court, with both parties levelling multiple allegations against each other. As you can see on your screens now, this is a picture taken on the day of a court hearing. Karishma Kapoor is seen with her two children in Delhi the day of the hearing. So we do not know which side this will go, but we will come back with more updates for you as this story unfolds, and we'll get to talk about this with Advocate Dinesh Jotwani, Advocate Supreme Court. Advocate Jotwani, appreciate you being here with us. So what do you make of this case? Obviously, if there are mistakes in the will when it comes to grammatical errors, whereas, even I read that some excerpts define Sanjay Kapoor as a she and not a he. His name, which is Sunjay, has been written as Sanjay. Do you think a person, as educated and as particular and peculiar about his business would sort of just skim through a document which is perhaps one of the most important documents of his life?
Yeah, from legal perspective, it does cast doubts. It does cast various serious doubts over the will that has been produced. But ultimately, it is a matter of trial. You see this, whether the will is genuine. See, it has two witnesses also, if you see. What will witness? These two witnesses will come and say that it was, signed in front of them, what date it was signed, how it was signed, how it became digital. So all these things have to be proved. And of course, this as you know, this is more of a partition suit where they are trying to take injunction on the assets. But the will be proved perhaps in a different proceedings called probate proceedings. That will happen simultaneously, of course. But at this point of time, the court is just seeing a prima facie case. Okay, it is not going into what you just said, that the will has these glaring mistakes. It does have a glaring mistakes. But probably, he just signed it, he didn't read it. That also makes the will absolutely invalid. Normally, when there are so many assets involved, the testator would get it registered. And I have seen, the wills not being registered. They are registered even abroad, or there is something called a process of apostilling. It can get apostilled outside India by the embassy, or a consulate could do it. But such careless mistakes in the will does cast a shadow. The second thing is about the digital evidence. Digital evidence also perhaps at this moment does not support the will when it was modified, when it was given on a WhatsApp message or on an email. That needs to be proved. All the contents of it is another thing. The only thing perhaps that may support the will is those witnesses can come and say why these mistakes were there. He did not even read it properly. That means the will was not read at that point of time. Sanjay Kapoor was in sound mental health when he executed this will. So how does this discrepancy come? And most of these wills, as I mentioned earlier, if you are not in India, you get it apostilled. If you are in India, you get it registered. In fact, if the will has to be made more genuine, people may register it and they may make a video, as we know happened in an earlier case in the Legacy of Birla case. This happened where the video was also made that I am making this will and this is my video, and you have a lot of supporting evidence. Here we just have two witnesses who witness, and we are not aware whether there is any statement by these two witnesses saying that this will was executed in front of us. Second thing, and very important in this case is, did he discuss this will with anyone else that he's making the will at this point of time? Perhaps there is no evidence, at least as far as the court proceedings are concerned. So that also says, if I make a will, I'll tell the beneficiary, I'll tell my family, or I'll tell my friends that, okay, I have made the will. So where is the witness? Where is the testimony of...
Fair enough. So a lot of
other
gaping
witnesses?
holes that, of course, the courts will have to rummage through. Sir, appreciate your time and speaking with us, and thank you so much for the clarity that you have given us and our viewers. Thank you.